guys. Welcome to week 2 of 6th grade science. I'm Ms. Stevick. We're going to start the week off still talking about observation skills because they are that important. All of us, every single human being, would be benefited by practicing how to observe the world more. Even in advisory, we're practicing this, where we're asking you guys to see something new. Say something new. Don't we see things new all the time? No, it actually takes practice, especially positive things. It takes practice to look at people and our environment and our planet more carefully and find out what's happening that's good, that we've never seen before. And I hope you guys are all actually working on that dare, because it's totally worthwhile. So let's have an example here. You're walking down the street and you bother to look down. Right? That's the first step. It's just like looking around. And you see a feather and you actually bother to pick it up. And you actually bother to use your senses to explore it. So you feel, oh, it's fluffy. And then you ask yourself, because this is the beginning of curiosity and questioning, why? Right? And then you start to explore, and that's what science is. Curiosity, questioning, noticing. And you notice that there's bands of color towards the top. And you ask yourself, why? And you notice, oh, and this is my favorite part, if you've ever inspected a feather, you notice that you can kind of like pull the bits apart so that it's not perfect anymore. It's got all these little gaps. And then you notice, and this is, if you've never done this before, you should try it. This is free fun, you guys. Science is like free fun. You can actually pull the parts of the feather so that they're sealed back up again. You can fix the feather so that it's all the pieces are stuck together again. And you wonder, why? And then you look even closer and you see that all those little pieces are actually interconnected with these little things called barbules that kind of overlap like this. And you learn, because you were curious and you wondered why you can zip these together, that barbules actually do zip together. And the purpose is because when birds preen, or when they pull their beak over the feather, they're zipping their feathers back together, their flight feathers, so that the feather can push more air down now, so they can actually fly. And if their feathers come unzipped too much, they actually can't take off. Which, you know, is a tiny, tiny, tiny example of how amazing the world is, but we may never have stopped to see or to feel. Hopefully don't taste the feather. So some senses shouldn't be used in this case. But I hope that this year you stop to notice and to be curious and to wonder, because there's a lot going on. All right. Okay, so how do you make observations? Well, you use your 5 senses. You collect evidence by inspecting things carefully, using your sight, I see, hearing, I hear, smell, I smell, touch, I feel, and taste. This is what it tastes like. And you can play little games like to practice honing these skills. For example, we played last week the I have something in my hand game. So I have something in my hand. I'm going to tell you a few things and you can see if you can guess what it is. And I'm not going to tell you the answer here. You got to check in with me elsewhere. So it feels crinkly. Okay. It smells pepperminty. It sounds like when I move my hand around it, it sounds crinkly. Like rain, kind of. And it looks red and white striped. It also looks a little bit like the handle of an umbrella in that it's like curved, like a J curve. All right, so see if you can guess what that is. The second one, it feels waxy. It looks like a long cylinder. Okay. It smells, no smell. I'm not going to taste it either. Well, I guess it would have, no, but that would still be a touch. It feels Like if I were to bite down on it, it feels waxy as well. And it's got like a soft little cloth piece at the end. I don't know. See what you can do, right? Okay, good. You can also play a quick game that we're actually going to play in Zoom. And the rules for this are, I'm going to do the pen dance. It's called the pen dance. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it 3 times. It's going to look different. But there's something, you need to be really observant. Observant in the sense of like all of these things, or any of these things, probably not all of them. And so you're going to watch carefully, and then you're going to see if you can do the pen dance. And the pen dance, there's one thing that makes it the pen dance. So it's going to look really different all 3 times I do it. But there's something that's happening that makes it the pen dance. And if you can figure it out, don't tell people what you think it is. The only way you can join the pen dance club is by doing the pen dance correctly. And so once you try it, I will tell you, did you do it correctly or did you not do it correctly? And if you did it correctly, you'll join the pen dance club. So here you go. Okay, I can do the pen dance, the pen dance. So that was the pen dance. Now I'm going to do it again. Okay. I can do the pen dance like a unicorn. That was also the pen dance. So those were the same dance, but there's something that they had in common that's the same, right? Okay. Okay. That was also the pen dance. So again, don't tell people your theory. Don't tell people what you think is the thing that makes it the pen dance. Come to Zoom and then see if you can do it. All right. Bye. All right, guys, let's talk about how to do your assignment for the week. I would start here at the portal. So you always start at the portal. If it says to take attendance, do that first. And then you're going to use the portal to get into Schoology. So the blue circled S icon at the upper left part of the page. So you click on that, and that's going to take you into your Schoology dashboard, where you're going to see all your different classes, and you should see the tree that represents science at this point. So you're going to click on the tree, and then it's going to take you into your science course. You are welcome to go look for updates. There will probably be some kind of an update or a question for the week. But then you go back to materials, and you pay attention up over on the right at the things that are upcoming that need to be done. This is the reminders section. Optional means you don't have to do it. But you're going to go to do it, complete this assignment. You're going to go down to a new folder, which is going to be called Observations versus Inferences. Now, you can get into the folder by clicking on that link, or you can open the folder to see what's in it by clicking on the arrow to the left. So I'm just going to reveal what's inside by clicking here. Some of this you're not going to see yet because it's for the end of the week, but you will see the science scavenger hunt at the top. So you're going to click on that. And here's where we have a little problem because I'm not sure what your view is going to look like. But for me, I can see that this is the assignment. There's a description of what you're doing. And then you're going to click on the Science Scavenger Hunt link at the very bottom. That's going to open up a new tab, which actually has your assignment that's editable, and it will be stored in your Google Drive. This is now your document to post things on, to paste things on, and to edit and change. So you're just going to follow the instructions. If you're doing this assignment during Zoom class, it's going to try to talk you through the process again of making half your screen Zoom so that you can have a Chrome browser on the other side and you can be doing the assignment at the same time you're still seeing the class and your peers. If you can get that done, that's great. If you're not in Zoom while you're doing this assignment, then don't worry about it. Then it's going to take you to FOSS Web. FOSS is the company that supplies our curriculum and our textbooks and our materials for the year. And there's a lot of resources on that page. So you're going to click on this live link to get to the FOSS web page. You need a login and password, though, to get in. And so you're going to, I suggest that you copy that while you're here so that you can then paste that text in instead of trying to type it all out. It's all lowercase. It's my last name, Stevic, and then the word science, but it has to be all spelled correctly with no spaces and no caps. So if you're going to copy it, you highlight the text. So drag your cursor over it to highlight it. And then you go Control-C. And that will copy that information onto your clipboard, which is on your computer. And then you can paste from your clipboard to wherever you want that information to go. So at that point, you're going to click on fossweb.com, and it's going to open up a link like this. And you're going to go to the FOSS login page. And you're going to paste, which is, I believe, Control-V. Although on a Chromebook, it might be different. You're going to paste Stevic Science or type Stevic Science in for both the login and the password to get into that website. Then you're just going to follow the instructions. Click on Diversity of Life. There's a mushroom picture. You're going to open the ebook. And then you're going to go to the table of contents, which if all little links look like this, you're going to go here. And then click on the magnifying glass icon. And then basically, this is writable. So if you see that there's 8 investigations, you would write 8 investigations. That's not true, I just made that up. But you'd write it in here just to show that you actually found it and you know how many investigations. Which of the 5 investigations interests you most? And so here you just type in the topic of the investigation that you thought was interesting. Then, if you go back to the Diversity of Life homepage, click on the vocabulary PDF, and then just type in the vocabulary words for investigation 1, which is what we'll be doing next week. Then you're going to come back and do a couple questions on the Schoology scavenger hunt. Scavenger hunt just means you're looking for things, you're finding things. It's fun. It should be fun. So you go to your science course. What's the picture that you click on in order to get into your science course? Go to updates, and there'll be an update that gives you the answer to my favorite something. And then finally, you go back to your observations and inferences folder and click on the If I Could Be a Discussion post. This is actually the most fun. Oh, and here, if you don't know how to copy and paste, this link will take you to instructions for how to do this on a Chromebook. You do have to, once you've gotten all this filled in, you do have to submit this assignment on Schoology. So this is your tab that you're at where you have the assignment. You go into Schoology. Somewhere on this page, there should be a place to click Submit when you're done. You have to do that step or I will never see your work because your work is in your Google Drive and you need to connect it back to me by clicking Submit somewhere on this page. This link will take you back into your Schoology class folder again. And I'm just going to point out that inside of the observations and inferences folder, this is the discussion that's mentioned in your assignment. If I could be a something, I'd be. So you're going to click on that. You're going to spin the wheel. This is where I think it's really fun. Click to spin. And then you'd finish the prompt. So in this case, it would be, if I could be a mode of transportation, I'd be. And so down here, you'd write, if I could be a mode of transportation, I'd be a city bus because I like to travel and take lots of people with me. Anyways, you can give as much or as little information as you want to there, but you're going to click post. Remember, you can also always do an audio recording, audio only or audio and video, and you can connect that to your post as well. Once you post it, you'll see your peers' posts. So take a look at what other people like to do and think, and you can always reply to them too once they've posted. All right, that is the basic idea here, guys. Please remember that when you get stuck, there is always a questions asked and it shall be answered discussion. So feel free to jot your questions in there or obviously come to Zoom so that you can ask your questions with the whole class present. All right, take care, you guys, and have a great week.